Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost's election as the next head of the Catholic Church could be seen as a surprise to many. The first US-born pontiff will be known as Pope Leo XIV.
You have called me to carry that cross and to be blessed with that mission. And I know I can rely on each and every one of you to walk with me as we continue as a church.
Imagine waking up one day and hearing the words echo across the world, Habemus Papam. We have a pope.
Tonight, Pope Leo XIV is preparing to address the faithful in St. Peter's Square. Sunday's Mass will be his first as head of the world's Roman Catholics.
The bells ring from St. Peter's Basilica. The curtains open on the famous balcony. And standing there with a calm smile and gentle eyes is a man many didn't expect Pope Leo XIV, also known as Robert Francis Prevost. Now you might be thinking, who is this man? And why is everyone suddenly talking about him? Well, buckle up, because this isn't just any new pope. This is a man full of surprises, a man whose journey from small-town beginnings to the grand seat of the Vatican is filled with stories that'll make you say, wow. In today's video, we're diving deep into 10 stunning facts about Pope Leo XIV that will leave you inspired, amazed, and maybe even emotional. From his humble lifestyle to his unexpected talents, his bold decisions to his heartfelt compassion, Pope Leo XIV is not just a spiritual leader, he's a symbol of hope for a changing world. We'll share the little-known secrets of his early life, his shocking leadership roles before becoming pope, and the reasons why so many people, young and old, already feel connected to him. But here's the twist. This video isn't just a list. It's a storytelling journey just like a warm conversation over coffee, where we explore each stunning fact like turning the pages of a fascinating book. So sit back, relax, and stay with us until the end. Because of fact number 10, that one just might give you chills. Let's begin this beautiful and surprising journey into the life of the new leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV. He's not from the Vatican. He's from a quiet town in America. You might expect the new pope to be from Italy, or perhaps a grand European city with centuries of Catholic tradition. The Vatican, after all, has been the spiritual home of the Catholic Church for centuries. But Pope Leo XIV isn't from the Vatican. He's not even from Europe. He's an American. Yes, you read that right. The new pope was born in Chicago, Illinois, on September 14, 1955.
Catholics across the U.S. are celebrating the election of Pope Leo XIV, the first ever American-born pope. The 69-year-old was born in Chicago and spent a large portion of his life in Peru.
His name was Robert Francis Prevost, before he took the name Pope Leo XIV, and he grew up in a quiet, suburban neighborhood, far removed from the hustle and bustle of the Vatican or the influence of powerful European clergy. In his childhood, there were no grand dinners with cardinals or bishops. Instead, he spent his early years enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Playing outside with friends, riding his bike through the neighborhood, and spending time at the local church were a few of his favorite activities. He was just like any other kid, but with an innate kindness that stood out to those around him. People who knew him back then often describe Robert as a quiet, humble soul who had a deep sense of service. Whether it was offering to carry groceries for an elderly neighbor or staying after school to clean up the classroom, he always went out of his way to help others. His heart for service was evident early on, and it's something that would shape the rest of his life. As he grew older, Robert joined the Order of St. Augustine, a religious order known for its emphasis on simplicity, service, and humility. He didn't enter the priesthood because he craved power or status. He entered because he truly wanted to make a difference in the lives of others. His path to the papacy wasn't a fast one, nor was it filled with grand aspirations of titles. Instead, it was a steady climb fueled by the trust and respect of those who saw in him a leader who was driven by kindness and compassion rather than ambition. It's this background that makes Pope Leo XIV's rise to the papacy so remarkable. He's not just another religious figure, he's a man of the people. His life shows that no matter where you come from or how humble your beginnings may be, you can rise to do great things with love, humility, and dedication. His story resonates with people all over the world, particularly the younger generation, because it proves that anyone, no matter their background, can change the world for the better. Pope Leo XIV's journey is a testament to the power of kindness, and it continues to inspire millions today. He spent years serving in Peru and learned the language like a local. Now, here's something that might surprise you about Pope Leo XIV that most people don't know. Before Robert Francis Prevost became Pope, he didn't spend all his years working within the U.S. church system. Instead, he embarked on a life-changing journey to South America, where he lived and worked in Peru for many years. He didn't just visit occasionally, he truly immersed himself in the culture. He lived in small communities, shared in their struggles, and worked side by side with them to make a difference. One of the most impressive things about his time in Peru is that he didn't just pick up Spanish in the usual way. He didn't settle for the polished, textbook language that most people learn in a classroom. No, Pope Leo XIV took the time to learn the local dialects. He picked up the slang, understood the regional differences, and by the time he was done, he could speak as if he'd been raised there his whole life. Imagine the connection he must have made with the people when he spoke their language in such an authentic way. He didn't just communicate with them, he became part of their community. But why does this matter, and how does it impact his role as Pope? It matters because it shows the kind of leader he is. Pope Leo XIV isn't someone who leads from a distance, sitting high up on a throne. No, he's a leader who walks among the people. He listens to them. He learns from them.
Robert Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, is the first pontiff to hail from the United States, but spent most of his career in Peru doing missionary work and holds dual nationality.
His experiences in Peru allowed him to truly understand the struggles of the poor, the sick, and the marginalized. His time there shaped his philosophy about what it means to serve others, especially those in need. While he was in Peru, he worked with local families, visited children who were sick or suffering, and even helped build schools and churches. He didn't stand in front of crowds and preach at them. He got his hands dirty, working beside them, helping them, and living their reality. The locals didn't see him as an outsider or a boss. They saw him as one of them, a brother in faith and love. When the news broke that Robert Francis Prevost had been named Pope, many Peruvians couldn't hold back their tears of joy. They didn't just view him as a religious figure, they saw him as a friend, a true companion who had shared in their lives. For them, this wasn't just another pope. This was someone they loved and respected deeply. His years in Peru had a profound impact on how Pope Leo XIV views the world. He believes that faith is not simply about what you say from the pulpit. It's about living it every day with compassion, kindness, and action. It's about showing up, rolling up your sleeves, and making a difference in the lives of those who need it most. And now, as Pope, he brings that same heart and passion to Rome, carrying the warmth of Latin America and the lessons he learned there into the heart of the Catholic Church. He has a surprising academic side and taught future priests. While Pope Leo XIV is often remembered for his humble lifestyle and deep compassion, there's another side of him that surprises many. He's incredibly smart, and not just in matters of faith. Behind his calm demeanor and friendly smile is a sharp mind that has always been passionate about understanding the complexities of the Catholic Church. Before becoming Pope, Robert Francis Prevost spent a significant amount of time studying canon law, the legal framework that guides the Catholic Church. But this wasn't just about reading books and memorizing rules. He dove deep into how the Church operates, its traditions, and how it interacts with the world. His education in canon law was no simple achievement. He earned advanced degrees in it, becoming an expert in a field that many might find intimidating. But here's the thing. Despite his academic achievements, He never set himself apart from others. He didn't hide away in fancy offices or research labs. Instead, he used his knowledge to serve others. For many years, he worked as a teacher, guiding young priests and future religious leaders. His classroom wasn't a cold academic space, it was filled with warmth, patience, and understanding. Students who learned under him say that he never acted like he was above them. He didn't try to impress with his degrees or status. Instead, he listened carefully and explained things in ways that made sense. He could take even the most complex ideas and make them easy to understand. His approach was calm and reassuring, and he always found time to help anyone who struggled with a lesson. Pope Leo XIV believed that being a good priest wasn't about memorizing every single rule of canon law. It was about understanding people, showing them kindness, and helping them through their struggles. He knew that being spiritual didn't just mean knowing everything about religion. It meant knowing how to walk beside people in their everyday lives, listening to their needs, and providing guidance when needed. This is why, as Pope, people expect him to make decisions that are not only wise, but also full of compassion. He's known for balancing both intellect and kindness, always considering both the mind and the heart in his choices. It's rare to find someone who has both deep spiritual understanding and intellectual sharpness, but Pope Leo XIV brings both of those gifts to his role as the leader of the Catholic Church. He's passionate about helping marginalized people. One thing that stands out about Pope Leo XIV is his deep, unwavering care for those who are often overlooked or forgotten by society. From immigrants struggling to find a place to call home, to the poor living without enough to eat, to people who feel judged or rejected, Pope Leo XIV has made it his mission to help these individuals. He often reminds people of a core belief that guides his leadership. The church should be a home, not a courtroom. What does he mean by this? Well, when Pope Leo XIV speaks about the church being a home, he's not talking about brick walls or pews. He's talking about an environment where people, no matter their background, mistakes, or struggles, can feel welcome and safe. He believes that the church should be a place where love and compassion rule, where everyone, from the wealthiest to the most vulnerable, should be embraced and supported. Before he became pope, his work in Peru demonstrated his commitment to this philosophy. In Peru, he didn't sit in comfortable offices or preach from grand stages. Instead, he went into some of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the country. The areas that others would avoid, he walked through without hesitation. And he didn't have bodyguards or fancy security teams to protect him. He trusted the people he was there to serve. He understood that the people living in these communities were often just like him, trying to make their way in a complicated world. He visited poor families who struggled to put food on the table. He sat with sick children and their families, offering prayers and comfort. Whether the people he encountered were homeless or living in small, run-down homes, he treated them all the same with love, respect, and genuine care. His actions spoke louder than words. Through his work, he showed that the church is about more than just rituals and rules. It's about reaching out to those who are hurting and offering a hand, a smile, and an ear to listen. Now that he's the Pope, his passion for helping marginalized people hasn't faded. In fact, it's only grown stronger. He's already taken small but powerful steps to bring more attention to social justice issues. He's called for peace in places of conflict, justice for the oppressed, and care for those who feel forgotten by the world. His message is clear. Those who are struggling deserve our help, our understanding, and our compassion. Some people have drawn comparisons between him and Pope Francis, seeing similar values in both leaders. However, there's something unique about Pope Leo XIV's approach. He carries a quieter strength. Where some leaders might shout their message from the rooftops, Pope Leo XIV speaks softly but powerfully. He has a way of reaching people's hearts without the need for loud speeches or grand gestures. His message is simple. You matter. You are loved. and we're in this together.
But I want to repeat the words from the responsorial psalm. I will sing a new song to the Lord because he has done marvels. And indeed, not just with me, but with all of us, my brother cardinals.
In a world filled with division, where people are often at odds with one another, Pope Leo XIV's calm, gentle message is a breath of fresh air. It's a message of unity, of compassion, and deep understanding. He knows that the true power of the Church isn't in its rituals or its wealth, it's in the love and care it shows for all of God's people, especially those who are most in need. He loves music, simplicity, and quiet walks. You might imagine that popes are always surrounded by big crowds, formal ceremonies, and constant attention. And while that's often true, Pope Leo XIV is a bit different. He's not someone who enjoys the spotlight all the time. When he has a bit of free time, he finds peace in simple things. One of his favorite pastimes is listening to peaceful music, especially classical and folk tunes. There's something about the calm melodies that bring him comfort. But that's not all. He also plays a little guitar and enjoys singing hymns with others. In his earlier years as a priest, he would often join the church choir or pick up his guitar to play during small, intimate gatherings, but it doesn't stop at music. Pope Leo XIV also loves quiet walks, especially through gardens or near churches. These peaceful walks are his time to clear his mind, reflect, and talk to God. They help him stay grounded and focused on his spiritual mission. When it comes to his lifestyle, he's all about simplicity. His clothes are plain, his meals are light, and his daily routines are humble. Some even say he still wakes up early, makes his tea, and writes letters by hand. This simplicity makes him more relatable and reminds us that true greatness doesn't come from wealth or fame, but from gentleness, peace, and staying close to the basics of life. He believes in listening first, even to people who disagree. Here's another stunning fact that sets Pope Leo XIV apart. He is known for his remarkable listening skills, and what makes this even more impressive is that he listens not only to those who agree with him, but also to people who have completely different views. He once shared an insightful thought, saying, "God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, maybe because listening matters more than talking." That simple yet powerful statement shows how deeply he values understanding others. During some of the toughest debates in the Church, when emotions ran high and voices were raised, Pope Leo XIV never lost his calm. He always kept his voice steady and invited others to share their thoughts, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable those words might be to hear. Why is this important? In today's world, we see so much shouting and arguing, where people are more focused on proving their point than on truly listening. Yet here comes Pope Leo XIV, who brings something rare: silence, patience, and deep understanding. People who've met him say his presence makes them feel safe. You're never judged, never rushed, you're simply heard. This gentle approach is already starting to change the way decisions are made within the Church. It's not about winning arguments, it's about seeking truth together with respect and empathy. He didn't campaign to be Pope. He was chosen for his heart. Let's make one thing clear. Pope Leo XIV never sought power. Unlike many leaders who campaign for their position, Pope Leo XIV didn't chase after the papacy. He didn't plan it. He didn't campaign. He didn't even expect it. When the cardinals gathered in the recent conclave, the secret meeting to choose the next pope, many believed other names were more likely to be chosen. As the votes were counted, it seemed like a regular process. But then, something truly surprising began to happen. More and more cardinals quietly wrote down the name Robert Francis Prevost. Why him? What was it about Robert Francis Prevost that made him stand out among the other candidates? It wasn't his ambition or thirst for power. It was his heart. The cardinals saw in him a rare blend of deep faith, wisdom, compassion, and a quiet courage that seemed to radiate from him. They saw a man who could lead not through forceful authority, but through love, humility, and understanding. When he was chosen, he didn't make a grand speech. Instead, he simply bowed his head, said a prayer, and stepped forward with quiet humility. He then took the name Leo XIV, honoring past popes who were known for their peaceful leadership and strength. He's already making quiet but powerful changes. Even though Pope Leo XIV is still relatively new in his role as the leader of the Catholic Church, he has already begun to make waves, but not with loud declarations or dramatic gestures. Instead, he's making subtle yet powerful changes that are already having a significant impact. One of his priorities has been calling for greater transparency within the Church, especially regarding finances. In an era where trust is more important than ever, he believes the Church must be open and accountable to its followers. In addition to this, Pope Leo XIV is focused on involving the younger generation. He is encouraging teenagers and young adults to be more active and vocal in church activities, making them feel like their voices matter. He's also reached out to groups that have often been overlooked in the past. He has met with abuse survivors, refugees, and even people from different religious backgrounds, showing that he believes in inclusivity and compassion for all. These steps may seem small, but they are making a big difference. They send a powerful message that the Church cannot afford to stay stuck in the past. While change will take time, under Pope Leo XIV's leadership, it has already begun quietly, honestly, and with a sense of hope for the future. He's focused on global unity, not just church politics. While Pope Leo XIV is the leader of the Catholic Church, his vision goes far beyond just church politics. Instead of focusing solely on issues within the Church, he has shown a deep commitment to addressing global challenges. His heart isn't just for the faithful, it's for the entire world. Pope Leo XIV believes in the interconnectedness of all people and is working to bring about unity not just within the Church, but across the globe. One of his main concerns has been the health of the planet. Pope Leo XIV has spoken out about climate change, urging people to view the earth not just as a resource, but as a precious gift from God. He encourages everyone, from individuals to nations, to take responsibility for protecting the environment. For him, caring for creation is an essential part of our spiritual duty. Pope Leo XIV has also been vocal about his desire for peace.
Pope Leo XIV called for peace around the world during an address to a crowd in St. Peter's Square this morning.
He has called on world leaders to choose dialogue over violence, advocating for peaceful resolutions to conflicts. His message to the world is clear: war must stop and peace must reign. In addition, he has made efforts to reach out beyond the Catholic faith. He regularly sends letters to leaders of other religions, saying, "Let us work together for peace." This focus on unity, not just within the Church but across nations and cultures, is what truly sets Pope Leo XIV apart. He's not just a pope for Catholics, he's becoming a voice for all of humanity, calling for love, understanding, and cooperation on a global scale. In a world that often feels divided, Pope Leo XIV's message of unity and peace stands as a beacon of hope. His smile has a story behind it. Now, here's a fact that will touch your heart even deeper. Pope Leo XIV is known for his smile, but it's not just any smile, it's a smile that carries a story, a deep meaning, and a lot of heart. If you've ever seen him smile, you know it's not fake or forced. It's warm, genuine, and peaceful. There's something about his smile that makes you feel calm and hopeful. But have you ever wondered where that smile comes from? What makes it so different from others? The answer lies in a personal experience Pope Leo XIV went through many years ago. Like all of us, he faced tough times. He experienced deep personal loss, moments of sorrow and grief that could have overwhelmed anyone. However, during that dark period, he made a promise to himself, a promise that would shape his outlook on life forever. He told himself, "If I can still smile, then I can still bring hope." This decision wasn't just about putting on a happy face. It was a commitment to finding light even in the darkest times. His smile became a symbol of strength, resilience, and the power to inspire others to keep going, no matter the hardships they might face. When you see Pope Leo XIV smile, it's more than just a gesture of politeness. It's a reminder of hope. It's a reflection of his ability to find joy and peace, even after pain. And most importantly, it's a symbol of love for life, for people and the world around him. So, what have we learned about the new Pope Leo XIV? He's not just a leader in a white robe standing on a high balcony. He's a teacher, a listener, a traveler, and a dreamer. He's a humble man who walked through quiet streets in Peru, taught students with patience, and smiled through his pain, all before becoming the face of the Catholic Church. These 10 stunning facts show us that Pope Leo XIV isn't just another name in history. He's a sign of something new, a sign of gentle strength, quiet courage, and deep faith. In a time when the world is divided, when people are hurting, and when many are losing hope in leadership, here comes a man who leads not with noise but with heart. So whether you're religious or not, Catholic or from another faith, young or old, his story reminds us of something beautiful, that even in today's fast, loud world, humility, kindness, and faith still matter. If this video inspired you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, because we'll be bringing you more stories like this, real stories that touch the heart and open the mind. And tell us in the comments, which fact surprised you the most about Pope Leo XIV? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and remember, hope always finds a way.